Oh boy, new tools. Got this new ThinkDiag, which is a cell phone based scan tool. I'm going to try this out, and I also got this battery tester that works with your smartphone. I saw it on the website and I thought I'd buy it and see just how good it is, compare it to some professional level tools. Not that this isn't professional. And they came pretty quick. I ordered them on September the 7th. And they're here in Thunder Bay on September the 15th, which is pretty impressive. All the way from someplace in California, I think. Rochester Avenue, Unit B. I don't know what the address is here. Well, that's irrelevant. Let's have a look at these tools. So it looks just like a pair of battery clips. Feel kind of plasticky. And here is the brains of the operation. Oh, I thought it had a display on it. Or does it? No. If at first you don't succeed, read the instructions. So I'm going to take a look at this. Search ThinkEasy at the App Store or Google Play to install the app freely. So let's go get that app. Okay, so I'm going to go on the Google Play Store. I searched for ThinkEasy and I can't find it. Can't find ThinkEasy. Not very impressed so far. They should add a QR code to search for it. Well, it also says it's by ThinkCar. Let's try that. ThinkCar. Search. There's a ThinkCar Pro that I can probably use with this ThinkDiag, but I don't see ThinkEasy. ThinkCar Plus, ThinkDiag Plus, ThinkDiag Mini, ThinkDriver, ThinkCar Tech. I don't see it. Well, I'll search around some more. So I can't find the app in the Google Store. I searched for it on Chrome, and I found some videos on YouTube where there's about 3 videos where people are trying to use this and not very successful. I read some reviews, not very promising. Maybe the app has been taken down because it has some glitches in it. I'm going to email them tomorrow. Let's move on and check out this ThinkDiag tool. I've actually ordered one of the tablets, but I saw this and I thought, let's give it a try. I've got the Autel Maxi AP and I'm really impressed with it for a Bluetooth phone-based scan tool. So let's see what app it recommends to download here. So it says download the ThinkDiag app. Log in and sign up. So I'm going to get that app. So I searched the Play Store for ThinkCar. There's a ThinkCar Pro. Let's see what that is. 39 functions. App will not connect to device, though these are feedback. Love this tool for the price and functionality. Well, it would be nice if they said a little bit more about this. Oh, here we go. Is that the app? It says in the instructions here, the ThinkDiag app. Well, if I go down the list here, there's a ThinkCar Plus, a ThinkDiag Plus, ThinkDiag Mini, Think Driver. I'm going to try the ThinkDiag Plus and see what that says. Why couldn't you have a QR code or something? Well, let's try this one. Let's see what the reviews are like. A little clunky, but certainly extracts massive quantities of information. Get more experience with the scanner. Just person will update. Well, let's install it. Yeah. I'm not going to record this whole installation process. So I got the app installed, registered it. It was a bit vague on how to register it. Seems like when I ordered it, I created an account, so I thought I had to remember my password, and I did. Then I had to activate the device, which was fairly straightforward. Then it offered to download the software already, and I've already got the software. And then I plugged it in, and it's now downloading the software for the vehicle. I assume it knows I'm connected to a Ford. Well, we'll see what happens. It says, be patient. This is a slow process. Well, it's been downloading now for about 15 minutes. I haven't got a very high-speed system here, but I can watch high-definition movie streaming, so it's a fairly large file. It doesn't say how large a file it is or how much space it takes up on your phone either. But we'll see. It's at 68% and still downloading. So it's been about 24 minutes. I started at 9:03, and you can see we're almost 99-100% here. Let's see what happens after we hit 100%. Doesn't keep the screen active. Diagnostic software is started. $39.95. Is that Canadian or American? Well, let's purchase it and see how it works. Full software packages helps you save more. Okay. That's more expensive than Autel's. Although Autel has gone up since its inception. Now what's going on? Should have taken me directly to including all manufacturer software, all reset maintenance software, 1 year full software package. $129. What happened to the $49? Wow, that's a lot. This is just for... Is this just for Ford? I don't know. Well, that's pricey. Well, I'll have to put my information in. Okay, I didn't read the fine print here. Obtain one vehicle software for 1 year free right now. Free obtain. Purchase for $39.95, and for $39.95, the diagnostic software can test U.S. Ford ECUs, including engine, automatic transmission, anti-lock brake, airbag, air conditioning, dashboard, anti-theft, and cruise, common electronics, seats, and the various models. Basic functions: reading ECUs, reading DTCs, clearing DTCs, reading vehicle running data. Programmable module installation, program after replacement. Really? PCM, powertrain, ICM control module, passive anti-theft functions, factory keyless entry code, remote keyless entry. Well, that's impressive. SCR systems. Well, I purchased the 139. I got it hooked to a Ford Focus right now. Let's see what it can do on this Ford Focus. Why is it asking me to purchase it? I already have bought the $139 option. Diagnose. What did I just pay $139 for? Let's exit out and start over again. So I'm going to click the All System Diagnostic. VIN decoding. What is it doing this for again? Well, I'm not very impressed with this software. For one thing, it's not very intuitive. I mean, I've worked with other Bluetooth scan tools and they're not this difficult to figure out. Looks like it's downloading the software again. The OBD2 software, that should be free. Pretty much everybody else's is free once you buy the hardware. I can't remember what I paid for this interface. I think it was over $100. And then another $139 to buy the software. I mean, if that gives you full-blown factory level capabilities, it's not too bad, but I seriously doubt it. So let's see what happens when I pick OBD2. I mean, we shouldn't have to download the software every time. So it's trying the different protocols. Won't be 1850. Won't be 1850 pulse width modulated. Should be just ISO CAN. Okay, so I gather I have to select this one that matches. DTC's in the ECU, 0, readiness complete. 8, readiness not completed. Okay. Read fault codes. Why is that popping up? Read mode 6. Where's mode 6? Oh, here, test results. Not supported, not supported, not supported, not supported, not supported. Should support mode 6 misfire data. All right, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back and quit. Including maintenance, oil life reset. And you got to download these applications to do this too. It's connecting quite readily to the car. That's not a problem. And now it's trying to download the damn software again. All right, well, I'll let it do it again. Well, I have to admit, I'm not overly impressed so far. It's re-downloading that same software update, it looks like. And while I'm waiting the next 25 minutes for this to download again, after spending $139 on my credit card, nowhere in this sheet that you use to log in, sign up, activate the device, download the software package does it mention anything about what it costs per VIN, per vehicle, per make, what you get for the enhanced. They don't mention any prices in this pamphlet whatsoever, and that's not very impressive. I mean, maybe they didn't know when they published this, and maybe it's different depending on the market that you're in, so, but they should be fairly clear, in my opinion. So here's what I paid for this hardware. It was $131.41 Canadian, $100.46 US. Plus there was customs fees of $27.35. So it's almost 10 o'clock now. I started almost an hour ago doing this, and I've yet to scan the vehicle. So hopefully it's downloaded the software and needs to do professional-based scanning of this Ford Focus. Diagnostics, set ignition switch to run. It's on run. Please wait 10, 20, 80%, 45%. Health reports. This vehicle was brought in here because the battery warning light was reported to be on. And it's nice that they decode the, I don't like the way the screen keeps going off. I have to keep touching the screen to keep it bright. And it's not because my battery's weak. Hope this is going to give me a report at the end. Yes, here we go. So the audio control module has one code. The accessory protocol interface module has a code. Front control display interface has a code. Global positioning module has a code. So it prioritizes all the modules with codes. Let's see the report. Uploading? What do you mean uploading? Battery voltage, missing communication with BCM, battery voltage, central configurations, body control module. What are the actual codes? 9 issues for the vehicle. Do I get a picture? No, I don't get those. Well, what are the actual codes? Generating PDF. Click that, does it help? Oh, there we go. If you click that, it opens up. U3003, U3003, U3003. Well, I knew the battery warning light was coming on. The customer said the battery warning light was coming on today and yesterday. They had the car towed here for that. But no problems with the PCM. What's PCM? Generator A over temperature. That's an interesting code. I mean, it's got a shorted stator. Battery voltage. Battery voltage. Now, I don't want to clear the codes out of here. And I'm going to click the back button to go back. I think that goes back. Clear DTCs, rescanning. I don't want to clear DTCs because I got to diagnose this. I'm going to go back. Select system selection. PCM, powertrain control module. I've got a battery charger on this thing to keep the battery from going dead. Read fault codes. Retrieve, well, this is the same as IDS, key on engine off and key on engine running. We're going to retrieve memory codes, and it should give us the same battery temperature code. Okay. I'm going to go back, read data stream. Let's see what the data stream looks like. Honestly, if I paid $139 on top of $135 for a year's worth of activity for one manufacturer, that's pretty pricey. So you must select the data parameters. Well, that's straightforward. I'm going to go back and see what it got for what it has for actuation tests. Well, that is impressive. Let's try running the fuel pump. Output from the ECU to the control fuel pump relay duty cycle. Can't do this with an Autel. Failed to execute the action. It appears you can't do that with this either. Feedback, yes. What if I don't want to provide feedback? Let's try something else. Fan speed. Something I can do with the key on engine off because I don't feel like going over sitting in the car. Well, that works. I can hear the fan running. Maybe that fuel pump test would only work. Well, it looks like we can add a data stream to this at the same time. Special functions. What do we got for special functions? Power balance, relative compression. Well, that's impressive. Can't do that with an Autel scanner or with the Autel Maxi AP. You can reset service reminders and do selective things. Passive anti-theft functions. Let's see what we can do here. Change the vehicle status. Okay. To program additional key function, you have to gain security access. Well, that's impressive. This is what you need to do to add a new key. If you've lost the key, it's not equipped with a push button start. In the same menu, entered. Okay, I'm not going to continue on here. Programmable module installation. So you can certainly do more with this once you get it up and running. Relative compression test, power balance test. I want to see the power balance test. Okay, the RPM is lower than 350. I'm going to start it. So I have it running now. Power balance test. Well, that's just like Ford IDS, and it's pretty quick. And I guess the clear button erases the history, yeah. Looks like you can record it too. Well, let me create a misfire. Yep. I unplugged number, doesn't say what cylinder it is? Cylinder 3, 1342. Yeah, I unplugged number 3 ignition coil. So you've seen it drop out. Let's clear it again and I'll do it again. Boy, it's pretty erratic though. I wonder if you can change the resolution on this. Now it's bad. I unplugged the ignition coil and it shut down the injector in that circuit. Well, the Autel Maxi AP won't do this. Relative misfire test. Click the information button to display live data. Start the engine and press the OK button. I mean, it's fixed it's re-enabled the injector, so it's not misfiring right now. Stop. Go back, end session. It appears to have some of the functionality of Ford software, like genuine Ford software, which is impressive. Let's see what other actuation tests we have. Desired fuel rail pressure. Key on engine running. Okay. So we need to add a data stream. And we want, do they have keyword search here? They don't have a search bar. We want to see engine speed. Crank fuel disabled. Coolant temperature status. Coolant temperature degrees Fahrenheit. Engine revolutions per minute. Engine runtime. Let's find the fuel pump. Fuel level, fuel pump percentage, desired fuel rail pressure and voltage. Let's go with this one. Okay. Can you graph these? I'm holding down on it, it doesn't appear to graph. Oh yeah. You can hear it changing and it's commanding the fuel rail pressure up. Okay. That's pretty impressive. Hitting the no button, go back. Let's try disabling injectors. Disable injector number 1. I'm just going to go by the sound of it. Definitely disabling an injector. How do I re-enable it? Click back. Should have a re-enable button. Disable injector number 3. Yeah, it's definitely missing. I can hear it. But they don't have a button to re-enable. Spark advance, variable cam timing, grill shutter, generator voltage desired. Well, since I've got a charging system problem, I'm going to have to add a data list, and this time we're going to have to pick generator voltage. Generator current, generator fault, generator field duty cycle. Where's the voltage? Oh, desired. Okay. So I'm commanding it up. Well, 65% duty cycle, 15 volts. 61% duty cycle, 14 volts. Or is that just changing? I'm not touching it now, and it's jumping between 58 and 67. The desired voltage at the top of the page is actually working. So it's back down to 14.8. I'm clicking the plus, and it goes up to 15.3, 15.8. That seems to work. So I'm going back, end session. That should bring me back to the list of the modules. Well, so far so good. I'll have to play with this some more for sure. Okay, I'm going to try this ThinkDiag tool on this Dodge Avenger. Got the key on. I've never installed the software for this yet. I don't have the key on. There's the key. Alright, so it's going to ask me to decode the VIN, and it should have to download the software. I've paid for the full system capability. So now you see it's downloading the Chrysler software, because the first time you connect to a particular brand of vehicle, it's going to take time to download the software. I'm on a very high-speed connection here, but the Ford software this morning on a semi-high-speed connection took about a half an hour to install. This is fairly quick. The GM software, I did it while I was driving into town this morning, and it took about 10 minutes to install. Now I'm at college here, and we have a super high-speed connection, and you can see it's pretty damn fast. So far, I have to admit, although there was a little bit of a learning curve involved in installing the software and getting the tool to work, the capabilities of the tool once it's up and running are amazing. I'd like to be able to keep the screen from dimming on my phone, but that's maybe a phone setting. Okay, that's the vehicle. Okay. Let's do a health report. Turn the key on. Okay. So it's doing a network code scan. I like the fact that it's got a little clock up in the left-hand corner there. And it's polling all the computers that are talking in the vehicle. That was quick. So, and then it prioritizes to the top of the screen the modules that have fault codes reported. Oh, I clicked on, see, that's the problem. I clicked on the screen to brighten it again, and it ended up going into the wireless control module. So I'm going to click the report button here. I don't want to comment, add later. I thought that was comment for you know, what you're doing, but actually that's like a rate the app type of comment. 12 issues with the vehicle. Brake fluid level, low tire pressure, ECU configuration mismatch. So there are codes in the BCM, the wireless control module, and the ABS module. And then you can generate a PDF and then open the PDF. So there's the fault codes. Left rear wheel speed sensor, battery voltage low, left front wheel speed, right front implausible vehicle configuration, and so on. So now I'm using the arrow back to go back, and I'm going to go into system selection and into the PCM. So you have module information, read fault codes, clear fault codes, read data stream, actuation test, read configuration, special function, and system test. So when we're in all the scan tools, even the Bluetooth ones, will read fault codes and clear fault codes. Most will read a data stream, but very few will do actuation tests. Some require the engine to be running, some require it to be off. So I click the actuation tab. So fuel injector control state, auto shutdown relay, fuel pump relay, alternator field, duty cycle. This is like the actuator test modes that Chrysler had before. Those are all capabilities. Click back. Let's go into special functions. Special functions is things like crank cam relearn, powertrain control module odometer, check powertrain or clear learned values for line pressure, enable emission rolls test so that we can run it on a hoist without the ABS system going mental, learn electronic throttle control, reset memory, TCC break-in. Oh, that's cool. If you change the torque converter, you have to go through a break-in procedure. Check VIN number. System tests. Command the transmission, EGR, throttle waller, injector kill, O2 sensor heater, purge vapor test. Now this is where most of the Bluetooth smartphone-based scan tools lack. Up until seeing this capability today, I was recommending the Maxi AP200 as the most capable of doing network code scans and bidirectional controls, but this blows it out of the water. This is dealer level, in my opinion, or professional level scan tool capability. System scan pulls the modules to see what's available in the computer. It'd be nice if it had a network map like the ThinkTool Pro does, the tablet. But hey, at least, and it was fast. It pulled all the computers and it lists whether they're equipped or not equipped. I'm not completely impressed with that, because if it's not equipped, it should say no communication and let us make the judgment call. But hey, this is a good feature. And that was just one module. So I'm quitting. So I'll do a couple more vehicles. Let's try the ThinkDiag tool on the Volkswagen. Got it plugged into the DLC. You'll notice it lights up green when it's plugged in. And then once it's communicating, it turns blue. And when it's communicating and actuating things, it flashes. So you'll have to take my word for it. Okay, so we're going to try, I got the key on, we're going to try an all system DTC scan to decode the VIN on this Volkswagen. It says Bluetooth connected, it's turned blue, it's now blinking blue. Now I don't have this Volkswagen software installed, so it's going to have to download and install the software. Again, if you pay the $139.95, it appears you get access to all manufacturers' enhanced diagnostic software capabilities, and it only downloads the software that you decide you're going to scan. But if you're going to do more than 4 makes, definitely worth to buy the $139.95 package. The only downside might be if you have a smartphone with very little memory storage, that might use up some memory. It'd be nice if they told you how big these files were, or if the software would actually tell you that. I don't know if it has the capability of storing on an SD card, or where it's storing it, or how much space it's taken up. And again, I don't like the fact that this keeps dimming and I have to keep touching the screen, but that's probably a setting in my Android phone here. I'm using a Galaxy S20 Ultra, which has 500 gigs of internal space, and I got a 1 terabyte SD card in it. That's fairly quick. Now, Volkswagen does things differently. I'm not sure how this software is going to work, if it's going to be like VAGCOM or if it's going to be like VCDS. That was fairly quick to install, but again, I'm on a high-speed network here. Let's do a health report. Let's see what modules it connects to. See how long it takes. Engine electronics. Oh, the ABS light is flashing, which indicates it's checking the brake electronics. Climate control. Electronic central electronics. 3 faults in there. Airbag, no faults. That's pretty quick. It's going to be about 50 seconds, 60 seconds to do a network scan. %, 94%, 100%. So then it prioritizes, lists the modules that have conditions first. So there's 5 modules with abnormal conditions with DTCs, and 6. So it's a total of 11 modules that it got into. Let's look at the report. I'm sure you can click on any one of these to see the fault codes in there. Microphone circuit is open. Oh, that's important. Supply voltage low. Just put a fresh battery in this. Steering angle voltage low. Control module incorrectly coded. Generating PDF. Open PDF. So there's the PDF document. And it saves it automatically. I'm using the back button to go back. Back button to go back. I want to exit the health report. Let's go into system selection. Engine electronics. Okay. Diagnose system engine electronics. So it IDs the vehicle, pulls the VIN number. ECM software revision. Read DTCs, clear DTCs, read this data, freeze frame data, actuation tests, adaptions, basic settings. Wow. Long coding, readiness, access permission. Well, it appears to be very similar to dealer level capabilities or a professional level capability scan tool. Let's read data stream. So there's a list of the data parameters. Again, it would be nice if there was a search feature in here. I don't want to exit. I thought I would click that button. There's no search feature. They need to add a search capability, because when there's this many data parameters to search through, it's just very time consuming. And you don't want to pick them all, because it'll slow down the refresh rate. Like, holy mackerel, this is crazy. You know, you want to look at temperature readings, for instance, or O2 sensor readings. I'm going to select all because it's faster. I'm just curious as to how fast it refreshes. If anybody's familiar with Volkswagen, they use memory block addresses, and they typically look at 4 data parameters simultaneously. So, because there's a lot of stuff here that is absolutely useless. Like what's bit 0, bit 1, bit 2, bit 3, bit 5. You know, here we get heater request from heater to terminal management, thermal management. That's a heated thermostat. Throttle valve position absolute. Let's look at a graph of the throttle position. I'm going to step on the accelerator pedal. See how fast it responds. That's pretty quick. Well, that's pretty impressive considering it's recording all of those data parameters. And you can actually combine more than one data parameter on here. I'm going to look at absolute throttle position and accelerator pedal position and say okay. So now we got 2 graphs and then different colors so you can see. It'd be nice if the text on the left hand side of the screen was a little bigger because I can barely see it with my glasses on. You can pinch to zoom, I noticed, but that doesn't change the data parameter size. And you can't pinch sideways. Oh yeah, you can, but I guess that only applies once it's recorded to the end. The refresh rate is remarkably good by comparison to even some professional level scan tools. I'm repeatedly stepping on the gas pedal and releasing it. You can see it. I'd like the 2 graphs to be one above each other, but hey, it is what it is. I'm going back, 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 back. Actuation test. Let's see what we can do. Evap canister purge. Exhaust camshaft adjustment, fan control. I'm just going to turn the fan on, something that I can operate without it running. Start. I didn't hear the fan run. Oh yeah, it's running. Stop. Now it's slowing down. Wow. That's impressive. You can get in trouble with this scan tool. Go into special functions and you start playing with coding and you don't know what you're doing. Wow. Let's quit. Okay, we're going to try it on another vehicle if I can find a different brand of vehicle. So far I've tried it on a Ford, a couple of GMs, 3 GMs, Chrysler product, and now a Volkswagen. And I can't find too much wrong with this piece of equipment yet. Okay, I'm going to try it on an 06 GMC Sierra. So you see I've got a tab with a bunch of scanner apps on my phone. I'm going to turn the key on. Now, decode VIN. Close the door here. It's already connected. Shut off the fan. Now I already have the GM software installed, so I won't have to download the software again. It should decode this VIN. There we go. Wait for it to load the software. Again, the stupid screen. Let's do a health report on this vehicle. System configuration, yes or no? I don't know what that means. Oh, it should ask me what kind of transfer case it's got. This one's got the 4-button selectable. And this has got dual zone HVAC, automatic. And this has a nav radio. And it's under 8600 GVW, has rear drum brakes, and it's doing a health report. Now I typically use a Snap-on Verus Edge, and it would take about, I don't know, 60 seconds to do a health report on this vehicle, and it would get into pretty much every module on the vehicle. This is going to be about a minute and a half. So I got a fault in the BCM, as you can see. Doesn't have a driver's seat module, generator battery control module, navigation radio. Got a fault in the nav radio. (62% in a minute and 10 seconds). 67%. Passenger presence system is not equipped. I'm pretty sure it has a passenger presence system. Okay, 92%. 96%, minute and 46 seconds. So here is the list, and the BCM shows a code, and the nav radio shows a code, and everything else is cool. Let's look at the report. Click report. There are two issues for the vehicle body system: passenger compartment dimming circuit. I have an LED dome light bulbs, and the BCM doesn't like the current flow. And I've got a modified headlight circuit so that the high beam and low beam come on simultaneously. Passenger compartment dimming and nav radio. Class 2 data link malfunction. And I don't know what's going on with that, and I don't care because it works just fine. All right, let's go back and let's go back and go into system selection and the powertrain and actuation tests. See what kind of stuff we can do. Output controls, transmission output controls, fuel system, throttle actuator, crankshaft variation learn, misfire graphic. In output controls should be another list. Fan relays, air conditioning relay, malfunction indicator light, loop status, evap system. I don't see a purge and seal test unless it's under here. Oh my goodness sakes, a purge and seal test, really? I'm going to start the vehicle and try a purge and seal test. Okay. And they don't bring up the fuel tank pressure, though. They need to bring up the fuel tank pressure to watch fuel tank pressure. Because how are you supposed to know if it's going to pass or not? And it doesn't give me the option to add a data list. Increase. Oh, maybe add DS. What's add DS? What is add DS? I don't know what that means. Oh yeah, add data list. Enhanced evaporative emission data. Alright, so we're going to select engine runtime, engine speed, fuel level, vent solenoid command, purge solenoid command. We're okay. We got 80%, 90% fuel level. Fuel tank pressure sensor. Is that going to be a voltage or an actual PSI? Fuel tank pressure sensor. It doesn't specify the units here. So it's listed twice. So one's probably PSI or kPa, and the other one is the actual system voltage. So let's go into this and see if we can watch this. Now, it would be awesome if we could graph fuel tank pressure while we're doing the purge and seal test. And you can't graph any of these from what I can see. So increase 20%. Watch the fuel tank pressure. It's going negative. System seal now. I hit the seal button. And this is the fuel tank pressure sensor voltage. I see it changed from inches of water, I believe, to millimeters of mercury. But it's holding a vacuum now in the tank. If you let it, I'm hitting increase again. If you let the fuel tank pressure go too far negative, it'll abort the test. System seal. This would be more effective if you could graph it, but you could certainly do the test and see. See, it didn't. It's venting. It aborted the test because there was too much vacuum in the tank. Well, that's kind of neat. The Maxi AP200 won't do that. Loop status, fuel gauge, oil life reset. Click the oil life reset. Current value is 82%. Expect value. I mean, you can reset the oil life by stepping on the gas pedal 3 times. I know that. But what if you want to set it to something other than 100%? You need a scan tool to do that. Now, did it reset it? I hope it didn't. I didn't want to reset it. No. Click the value. 80%. OK. And OK. There we go. That's helpful if somebody forgets to reset the oil life and then they drive it for 3,000 miles and then the change engine oil comes up and now you got to reset it again. Now you don't want them going too far, so you can set it to what you want. Or if you change the ECM or something. Fan relays. Fan relay 2 and 3. On. Click on. Doesn't seem to be working. Oh yeah, there it goes. It's a bit of a lag in the response, but it definitely works. Off. Okay, go back. End session. Come on, you can do it. Back. Back. I could command the fuel gauge up and down, turn the fuel pump on and off, but that's a key on engine off test. Change loop status, put it in open loop. Service bay tests are evap emission test. Transfer case test, misfire graphic. Let's have a look at misfire graphic. Cycles of mist cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Should be active misfires and history misfires. Now this looks like just active misfires. Okay. And you can record this too, so that's kind of cool. That was in actuation tests. Yeah. I wonder if we can do a fuel injector balance test. That would be under actuation. And that would be under output controls. No, maybe it's under fuel system. Cylinder power balance, fuel injector balance test. What's cylinder power balance? I don't think I've seen that. Okay. That's pretty bad when I've never seen. Oh, this is turning off injector. So when I click injector 1, disable, definitely shaken. Enable. So I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do an injector flow test, injector balance test. This is where you'd put a fuel pressure gauge on the pressure port, do this key on, engine off. The computer, this scan tool now, will run the fuel pump. You take note of the pressure, you press a button, it'll drop the injector. But that's be done, key on, engine off. So I've turned the key on, engine off. Connect the fuel pressure gauge to the fuel line, press OK. Each injector can only be flowed pulsed once per ignition cycle, OK. So when we pick injector 1, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear that fuel pump prime. Record the fuel pressure reading, press yes. And it fired the injector several times. You're supposed to record the fuel pressure drop for injector 1, and you go on to the next test, and then repeat it with runs the fuel pump, primes the fuel system, fires the injector, record the fuel pressure drop. Well, that's impressive. You can't do that with a Maxi AP200. Okay, I'm backing out. End session. Reset fuel trim enable. Wow, pretty impressive. I'm backing out. Let's go to the body control module. Of course, we can read fault codes, clear fault codes, but I want to know what we can do. Output controls for the BCM. Miscellaneous tests, light test, lamp dimming. Miscellaneous test. Let's see what. Command the horn on. Okay. I was clicking the off button and it wasn't turning off. That should get somebody's attention. Power door locks. Rear door lock, unlock, left rear window. What about the right rear window? Or what about the front windows? Down. Seems slow to respond to the button push, and I'm pushing it now. Okay, I'm going to push it up now. 1002, 1003. About 3-second delay between the time when you press the button and it actually responds. But it does work. Back. I don't know why it doesn't have all doors lock and unlock. Rear door lock and unlock. I press the lock button. Come on. Yeah, the rear door is locked, not the front. Unlock. Yeah, the rear door is locked, not the front. Well, maybe that's all that's capable of doing. I've never tried that with a full-fledged scan tool. I don't know why you can only roll down their back windows. Light test, inadvertent power, so on. Let's go back in the engine controls and look at some data. Let's see the refresh rate of, say, the O2 sensors. Powertrain control. Read data stream. Engine data. Fuel trim. Oxygen sensor data. And we're going to just pick bank 1 sensor 1, bank 1 sensor 2, bank 2 sensor 1 and bank 2 sensor 2 and say OK. And now we're going to start it up. It's a little loaded from the injector balance test. It's got to load these data parameters. And let's combine the two forward oxygen sensors. Bank 1 sensor 1, bank 2 sensor 1, and say OK. Now they should be switching rich, lean, rich, lean. Think car, you need to make the text a little bit higher contrast and a little bit bigger font. I can't see the yellow text and the screen keeps dimming on me. I gotta find out if there's a feature setting. I can't honestly tell where 100 millivolts is. Oh, the first graduation on the bottom is 100 millivolts, and then it's 1,000 millivolts in the middle of the screen. It's like an auto-ranging graph. I can pinch to zoom it, but it doesn't make the text any bigger. Let's wait till it fills the graph. Doesn't appear I can record this. I don't see the option to record it other than with the screen cap recorder. Let's zoom sideways. Yeah, I can zoom that way, but I can't zoom. I can scrunch it up, but I can't zoom out. Oh well. Definitely you can see oxygen sensor activity on both banks is about the same. I can't read the text on the yellow print text. The blue I can barely see with my glasses on. I need stronger glasses. This is pretty good. Let's put the AC on in here. It's a little hot. Okay. Back. I don't want to put too much fan because it'll override the... Yeah. Misfire data. Oh, we did look at that. Well, these are all the modules you could potentially get into. Vehicle communication interface is OnStar. Actuation test. Program phone number. Really? I wonder if I could program. No, it's an old analog system. It doesn't work. It's been dead for the last 5 years, 6 years. Phone call test. Green LED. Acquisition setting. Program digital home SID NID. Well, nobody uses OnStar anymore on these old vehicles. It's been deactivated for about 5 or 6 years, maybe more. Vehicle stability enhancement, this truck doesn't have that. Tire pressure monitor, this truck doesn't have that. Electronic suspension, doesn't have. Oh, there's one other thing we can do, is system scan. The health report is one thing. The system scan takes and pulls all of the controllers to see which ones are active and talking on the bus. Amplifier scanning, doesn't have an amplifier. Has a BCM, has a CD changer. Screen goes dim again. And doesn't have a standalone chime. That's part of the radio functions. This is a little slower. Disc player it does have. Driver's door module it has. Driver's seat module it doesn't have. That's for memory seats and heated seats. This truck doesn't have that. generator, battery control module, heating, air conditioning module, instrument panel cluster, navigation radio. I think the more modules that are not equipped, it slows down the communication or the process, because it gives it a few seconds to respond if it's not equipped. 79, 80, 88, 92. Anti-lock brakes. 96, 100%. And there it's prioritized the list. And this is just polling the computer to see if it's talking on the network. So, cool. Common functions. ABS bleeding, oil life reset. Oh, that's kind of nice that they categorized them into common functions. Immobilizer key programming. Really? What can I do in immobilizer key program? Program a key fob, program all fobs. Okay, cool. Injector coding doesn't apply to this truck. It would apply to diesels. ABS bleeding does apply. And oil life reset, we already saw that. Cool. Yes, we're going to quit. Well, as I said, I don't know, I think I accidentally clicked the wrong button here and it might have stopped recording. I'd highly recommend this tool for dealer level capabilities or professional scanner level capabilities. If you're planning on scanning more than 3 manufacturers, just pay for the $139 for all vehicles. It's well worth it. You know, if you think that's a lot of money, well, you got to try updating an Autel scan tool or a Snap-on scan tool, heaven forbid. I just paid $1,200 to update my scanner for a year. And mind you, it doesn't shut down after a year, but that's still a 1-year update. So $139 is pretty reasonable in my opinion. I know this is a long video, but if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great day.